Hey guys, today we are going to be doing something that is so much fun. Welcome back to Never Tasted Better. My name is Sarah and I love to share with everybody all of my delicious food creations. I would love to show you guys how to make a simple step-by-step method of making monkey bread. Monkey bread is made from an enriched dough. It reminds me of a sticky bun because on the outside it's caramelized from that brown sugar and butter. On the inside it reminds me of a donut because it's so soft and gooey. Delicious. I love to work with dough. I am really excited about this recipe, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. Step one is my favorite part, making the dough. So in a large mixing bowl, we're going to add 4 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of white sugar, 3/4 teaspoons of salt, also 1 packet of active dry yeast or 2 3/4 teaspoons. Whisk this together until well blended. Make a well in the center using your spatula, and we're ready to add our wet ingredients, which is a 1/3 cup unsalted butter melted, 1 1/4 cup whole milk. This needs to be warm to 110 degrees, 2 large eggs at room temperature, and use a wooden spoon to stir everything together until it resembles a dough-like consistency. Now that our mixture has taken on a dough consistency, step 2, we're going to knead the dough. I love working with this dough, it's so much fun. Lightly flour a clean work surface and dump out all of your dough right onto that floured surface. We're going to knead this guy by hand for 8 minutes. Lightly flour your hands. You don't need much flour. This dough is already very dry. It's not an overly sticky dough. That's why I love working with this dough. So we're going to knead him for 8 minutes by hand. Now you can transfer your dough to a stand mixer, put dough hooks and put it on for about 10 minutes and it can do the job for you, but I prefer to do it this way. I like to get a workout. Now that our dough is kneaded, press lightly on the top. It will not stick to your fingers. It springs back ever so slightly. We're ready for our first rise. Oil a clean glass bowl with 2 tablespoons of canola oil. Swish it around, make sure you get up the sides. Place your dough right in the bottom, swirl it around, flip it over, making sure the top of your dough gets well oiled. Flip it back over, and we're going to cover this guy in plastic wrap. But before we do, we want to get our plastic wrap really well oiled on top as well so it doesn't stick. Cover this guy very tightly and place him in a warm spot. Since it was so cold in my house, I preheated my oven to 175. I placed the dough in the bowl right on top of my oven and I let it rise for 1 hour this way. Colin bought me a kitchen island for my birthday. I'm so excited. I've already been baking and cooking on it. I know it's going to be a huge asset to my YouTube channel. While our dough rises, I'm going to melt 1 stick unsalted butter. Once it's melted, we're going to combine 1 cup of white sugar and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Using a small whisk, stir these together until well blended. Set aside until we need them. We will be using a large bundt pan. Brush this down with some of our melted butter. Do this part very generously and very well. You don't want to leave any crevice undone or your monkey bread will stick to your pan and it will be a disaster. Coat your bundt pan really well with sugar and cinnamon. Bang it around if you have to make sure it's evenly distributed throughout the pan. Now we're ready for step 4, which is stretching out our dough. Our dough has definitely doubled in size. We're going to brush half of our melted butter onto our dough using a pastry brush. Once you are done, save the rest of your melted butter. We will be using that later. Using all of our cinnamon sugar mixture, we're going to place it into a rectangular shape that's about 14 inches long. Pick up your dough and place it right down in the center of that beautiful cinnamon sugar mixture. I have so much fun with this part. We're just going to stretch it out using our fingertips into about a 13 or a 14-inch long rectangle. Just do this part very gently and slowly. It's a very stretchable dough. You don't have to roll it out. We don't want to overwork it. Once our dough has reached its desired shape, grab a pizza cutter, and we're cutting 10 long strips right across the center. You want to make sure they're as even as possible. Using your pizza cutter, cut 3 lines right down the middle. This gives us 45 pieces of dough, which we're going to shape into balls. There is no specific method with shaping these pieces of dough into balls. Do the best you can to get it into some type of ball shape. Now we're ready for our last rise. Cover this with aluminum foil and let it rise in a warm spot for about 20 to 25 minutes. On to our very last step, which is making the brown sugar butter coating. In a saucepan over medium-high heat, add half a cup brown sugar, the rest of your melted butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix this together with a whisk until it comes to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, take it off the heat. Our little balls of dough have risen very slightly. We're going to pour our brown sugar butter coating over the top. And I lied, this is our last step. We're going to bake this guy for 35 to 40 minutes until it's golden brown on top. This part is optional, but just to be a little extra, I made a vanilla glaze. So sift 1 cup of powdered sugar into a small bowl, add half a teaspoon vanilla, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of whole milk. Whisk this together until it comes to a consistency that you're happy with, and set it aside until you're ready for it. Our monkey bread has finished baking. I did use aluminum foil over the top towards the end so it didn't burn. After 10 minutes of cooling, you can remove it from the pan. My son was very confused when I told him I was making monkey bread. I think he was expecting something with monkeys on it. But when he saw it, he was so excited, he was just in awe. Pour all of your vanilla glaze over the top once it's cooled off. You don't want it to just run right off of your monkey bread if your monkey bread is too hot. This monkey bread is best served fresh, but you can store it at room temperature in an airtight cake container, and you can reheat individual pieces in the microwave. It tastes great. I wish you guys could experience the smells that are going on in my kitchen right now. It smells amazing, like a Cinnabon factory or something. Let's see how this is. That is delicious. It's so sticky and crunchy on the outside and so soft on the inside. It just melts in your mouth. It's pretty good, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. You guys want to try some?
Yeah.
What do you think? Come look. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can.
What do you think?
Good.
Does it look yummy?
Yeah.
All right, Mommy's gonna break you off a piece. Henry, you want a piece?
Yeah. Take it.
You're welcome.
Look.
Good? You like it, Henry? Is it sweet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?